Teen accused of murdering a student from a rival high school.
It's the latest development in this tragic case we've been covering from Shelton for several days, where a teenager was stabbed and killed at a house party. Now we're learning the 16-year-old suspect is set to be tried as an adult.
And Channel 3 New Haven Bureau Chief Matt McFarland is live in Shelton with new details on this investigation. Matt?
Well, Aaron and Mark, we've learned again, it's a 16-year-old that has been charged. And Shelton police say while they have made one arrest, they say this investigation is not done. They say it is active and ongoing. As for that 16-year-old, turned himself into police early this morning, and we've learned that he goes to a rival high school of the victim. Working nonstop since the weekend, Shelton police say a 16-year-old from Milford turned himself into police early this morning, charged with murder in the stabbing death of 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath, a junior at Fairfield Prep.
It's been a really difficult case, you know. We're a small town, it's a small department. Something like this happens, you know, it hits home. Like I said earlier, it's tough, you know. I have teenage kids and this is hard, but we'll get through it.
Police were called to Laurel Glen Drive late Saturday night. We're told there was a fight at a party. McGrath was stabbed to death. 3 other teens were injured. The suspect, whom police tells us goes to St. Joseph's High School in Trumbull and knew McGrath, was arraigned in New Haven Juvenile Court this morning. He'll now appear in Derby tomorrow, where he'll be tried as an adult, charged with murder.
What happens from that point forward is hard to predict. He could be convicted of murder and sentenced as if he were an adult. On the other hand, it could potentially be reduced to a lower charge and sent back to juvenile court. I mean, these are all decisions that the prosecutors and the judge will have to make once they have the case.
Mike Lawler, a professor at the University of New Haven, who has decades of criminal justice experience in Connecticut, says if convicted, a murder charge carries a mandatory minimum of 25 years, though he says a judge could take into account the defendant's age and emotional maturity.
There's a lot of unanswered questions about the context in which this happened. What was really going on there? Who instigated what? Did these people all know each other? I mean, there's just a lot. And I know people are asking these questions because they're almost envisioning their own teenagers going to a party and then it leads to some outcome like this. So I think there's a lot that people want to understand.
Now, late this afternoon, a spokesperson from the arrested teen school said St. Joseph's High School holds the Fairfield Prep school community close to our hearts and in our prayers. There are no words to properly describe such sadness in the wake of this devastating and profound loss of young life filled with such great promise. Again, that 16-year-old will be in Derby Superior Court tomorrow to be tried as an adult, and the hope is that we'll start to find out more information of just what led up to that stabbing. We're live with the mobile newsroom in Shelton. Matt McFarland, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.